It's a Wednesday edition of Studio 12 coming at you from the south end zone of Kyle Field. Matt and Will with you here, and Tori Vidales with her first postseason edition of this show that we've yet to name.
It's a new world.
That means you have to be at your best today. This is when you got to bring it.
Let me get together.
Let's straighten it up.
And her her teammate this week is Cali Lanphear, Aggie senior right fielder.
Notice for the big shows you bring the veteran.
Yeah, the crafty veteran who's made many trips.
Experience, that's right.
Many trips to the NCAA tournament under her belt. And the Aggies get it going on Friday at 3:30, Texas, the opponent. How fitting. Aggies and Longhorns. Got to go to Lafayette, Louisiana to play the game, but the Aggies kick off the NCAA tournament on Friday. Again, you'll be able to listen to it as you can all season long on 1550 AM. Tori, excitement about the second season, if you want to call it that. I know you had an SEC tournament last week, but just the second season, the start. You guys work all year for this moment, don't you?
Absolutely. I think we're still pretty much in that workspace. You know, we work so hard during season, but season is what gets you ready for now, and postseason is so important. And really, if you don't have it by now, I mean, you can't reinvent the wheel now after postseason. You know, you just got to do some fine tuning and stuff like that. But other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. Postseason is just kind of like the victory lap of your regular season, so we're excited to get it going.
Cali, for you, it's your fourth straight NCAA tournament, and you guys win a gutty regional your freshman year, get to a super regional. The next 2 years, you make it to a regional final, fought hard, but fell short. What do you think? Maybe are you able to maybe pinpoint something? What does it take to really win in the postseason or excel in the postseason? Because you guys have advanced to at least a final every year.
Right. I think it's just putting together all the pieces at the right time. You know, the season is long, you know, it's up and down the whole time, but you really have to put everything together right now because this is for all the marbles.
And we're seeing more of this. It's not a shocker when A&M and Texas now meet in the postseason. Baseball did it a couple of years ago. The basketball committee tried to pair the Aggies and Longhorns in the second round this year, so you guys get it right away. But with that said, when the bracket popped up, was there any surprise from you guys about where you were going and who the first-round matchup was against?
I think as soon as we knew that Baylor wasn't hosting, we were going to ULL. And I think that the video that they captured of us is so funny because you see it pop up and we're like, we're going to ULL. Oh, my God, we're playing Texas. Like, I'm literally like, in the screen grab they took, I'm like pointing and I'm like, Texas, oh, my gosh. So it's such a cool feeling that, like, you grow up around that rivalry, especially most of us being from Texas. So being able to kind of be in our uniforms and play out that rivalry, it's going to be fun, but we're looking forward to the ULL game. You know, we got to take care of business in the Texas game, and we're excited to play it, but that's not what we're there for. We're there to beat ULL. So.
The top seed, yeah.
Yep.
And I think it's kind of weird because here you are in College Station, Texas. The Longhorns are your rival. ULL's just a state away, but the one you've actually seen, I think, face-to-face is Boston on the 4 seed. They came here earlier this year, didn't they?
Yeah, how weird. What a weird matchup, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Tori Vidales, Cali Lanphear with us here on Studio 12 talking NCAA softball regional. Aggies and the Longhorns kicking it off on Friday. Cali, for you, you're the closest that the Aggies have to someone who's been around this softball rivalry, although you've never stepped on the diamond against them. You, as being a senior, one of the few seniors on this team, the closest to. I know you probably watched the Aggies in Texas play a bunch when you were being recruited, when you came up here. What's it going to mean to you to step out on that field and renew that rivalry that hasn't been seen in 4 years?
Right. I mean, every time we step on the field, we're representing A&M and representing our school, but this is like the true test. Like, we're taking on this whole university and throwing it on our back, and we're beating Texas. So I think it's really cool. I thought I might get out of here with my 4 years without playing them, and I was kind of disappointed. So This will be like the cherry on top to my college career.
And I think maybe fans don't always realize it just because you can't possibly follow to that level of the sport. But guys, I'm sure, have a bunch of friends that maybe you played travel ball together with or you played high school together with that play over there. So I'm sure you're going to be able to renew some friendships this weekend.
Yeah, I think it was funny. As soon as they revealed that we were playing each other, Erica Wright, one of the pitchers, she's actually injured this year, but she put me and Erica Russell in a group meeting because we played select together, and she was like, OMG. And it was just so funny because it was as soon as it happened, I just get a text and I look down and I'm like, Erica, what? And so that happened. And then, I mean, I've played with a bunch of girls that play for Texas, but it's going to be fun to see them, but it's going to be even more fun to beat them.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. I like that talk.
It's confidence. It's confidence.
And the thing is, though, ultimately, like you just mentioned, Tori, it's an NCAA regional.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you got to play your rival for extra incentive this time of year. It's win or go home.
Yeah.
That's the incentive and the motivation, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we want to take care of ULL, and that's the first step. So I think we'll be even more pumped meeting Texas going into ULL.
That's going to give us so much, like,
Yeah.
we're going to be so hyped if we beat Texas, then we got to bring it on, ULL. Bring it on, you know?
Talk to me, Tori, about where this team's at right now. Because if you look at, you go to Missouri, you have that frustrating series up there. And if a fan looks at the last 2 weeks of the schedule, you're like, man, Florida, Auburn, these are two of the best teams in the country. You guys battle with Florida, aren't able to get those first two, and then you put together a very, very entertaining win to close that series. Then you go on the road and do what probably no one outside of who was in that locker room thought could be done, win the series, and almost sweep Auburn on the road. Despite the setback to LSU in the tournament, where do you think you guys are at right now as a squad? How excited are you about the way you're playing?
I think we have a lot of momentum going into postseason. I know the LSU game kind of, you would think, put a dent in that, but for us, it's really about, like Callie said, just putting all of it together. I mean, pitching, defense, and timely hitting. Those are the three things that really are going to make or break you in postseason and in general in the game of softball. So I feel like getting those wins against Florida and Auburn, especially winning the series against Auburn, is huge for us. And, like, it shows us that we can do this, like they won the tournament and we beat them, so and also, like, Glasgow tells us every day how many records we've broken this year from past teams and, like, runs and slugging percentage and total bases and stuff like that. So it makes you have so much more confidence. Like, even though we're losing these games, we have already done our part for the season. We're one of the best offensive teams that we've had in a while. And I think him refreshing our memories and letting us know that we are doing something, this isn't for nothing. And we're getting better every day. So I feel like just being able to continue to grow and continue to play, we're going to come out with some wins.
And you mentioned that gives you more confidence, the offense, the way you guys have hit the ball this year. Does it also relieve tension and pressure because you're going into pressure-packed games in a regional, but do you keep it a little lighter knowing that even if you're down, the way you guys hit the ball, you can always slug your way back into it?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's always a good thing for us is to be able to obviously outscore our opponent, but to do it in a way that our pitchers feel comfortable. And I think a lot of our success came in the beginning of the season when we did score first. And so having those runs up early and allowing our pitchers to kind of just relax and feel that they don't need to be perfect every pitch. And I think that's going to be huge for us, and really just letting them kind of chill out there and letting them know that we have their back is going to be huge. And especially I love when Sam gets up there and hits a home run because she has her own back. She's like, I don't need you guys. I'm going to do it myself, So it's cool to be able to help your pitcher out and make them feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Callie, and the way you're feeling heading into this postseason? You had a pretty strong finish to the regular season, especially with two big home runs out in Auburn. How excited are you to get back out on that diamond in the postseason?
Right, yeah, we're rolling right now. I think 1 through 9. Erica Russell too. I gotta throw her in there. She stepped up for sure. So it's really exciting, and Coach Glasgow has us prepared with the machines, and I don't think there's anything that we're going to see that we haven't already faced. So,
was there a player maybe you'd be more excited for to deliver a big time home run than Erica Russell?
Absolutely not. Like, totally made our weekend.
Yeah. Literally, as soon as that ball came off the bat, I threw my water in the air once again. Threw it in the air, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, yes. And it's so cool because Erica is the most selfless person I know and teammate, and for her, it's always, I just want to be better for you guys. Like, it's never like, I want this, I want that. It's always, I want to be good for the team. Like, I want to do something for my team. And for her to just have that success is awesome. And for her to get that confidence back that she really needs, because all she has to do is trust in herself. And I think once she does that, she'll be fine. We'll be seeing that all the time.
Tori, for you, I wanted to ask you, what did you learn last year? You were a freshman last year, and I know that you don't let a whole lot of things bother you, but it's still the postseason, and it's your first trip to the postseason. What did you learn last year, and maybe what do you convey to, again, another large group of freshmen that are going to be making their first postseason appearance this weekend?
I think really I didn't understand the overall picture that's regionals, and, like, you win and you go to supers, or you lose and you go home and your season's over. So this year going into it, it's more like I was more into the selection show. Like I was like, all right, where are we going to go? All right, these matchups, who could we play? Like what's going on? And opposed to last year, I was just kind of like, oh, cool. We're going to Oklahoma. Cool. And like, and I mean, I think just my advice or my, I guess, words of wisdom towards the freshmen would just be to like, this is a battle. Like we had Oklahoma up in the 7th inning and we ended up losing that first game. And I feel like that is regionals in a nutshell. Like no one's going home without a fight. And I feel like it's important to get these wins in, because if not, then you never get to play with this group ever again. So I think that's a huge thing for us, because this team is so special. And I think not being able to play all together again is going to be kind of the motivation for us, because we love our teammates so much.
And I think just the setting that you play Texas, but Lafayette, Louisiana, let's face it, they like to party anyway. And that atmosphere.
Pack it in,
Oh,
too.
yeah, that stadium's going to be crazy.
So, I mean, it'll be more hype if you were to play the Ragin' Cajuns than in the game against Texas that you play to start it off with. And I wonder if, Matt Simon over there, the Southern Louisiana native, I mean, you got Texas and you got a team from Southern Louisiana. I'm not sure which one Matt Simon wants you to beat more.
We're going to start with the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for taking it one at a time, but I got a feeling if you guys face ULL, this guy's going to be off his rocker.
I'll be locked
over
in.
here.
I'm going to be locked in a little bit there.
And don't fill up on the Cajun food, though. There's games to play.
After the win, we will.
Have a
Yeah.
nice Cajun victory dinner planned for post-regional.
Hopefully we don't run into any of the fans.
Oh, they'll probably feed you like they do the baseball team.
Find a place with
Maybe.
a private room.
Yeah.
Shut off.
Get
from
some
the-
curtains or something.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard the baseball guys? They tell us when they go to Mississippi State, they get fed by the fans in the outfield after the game's
No
over during
way.
BP.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll
That's
deliver them
awesome.
like a thing of chicken. What was JB saying last week?
Yeah.
A
somebody
plate full of
got
chicken and
ribs.
sausage and ribs and stuff.
Michael Barish had ribs before a game. I kind of asked, why would you do that before you're catching 9 innings of the heat? I don't know why anybody would eat
Oh
ribs
my
then. But,
gosh.
but
Only
that's,
bearish.
Not that generous
Louisiana,
at all.
Mississippi on the Diamond Sports, they'll do that to you. There'll be a lot of tailgating,
Oh yeah.
smoke rising from behind the stadium. So you'll eat well. Just
Yeah.
don't let it fill you up and
Right.
cost you any runs or anything in a
Right.
game.
It'll be crazy enough. We don't need the extra food in our bellies.
No.
Exactly. Well, guys, best of luck this weekend, and we hope to be talking to you next weekend as you look
Yeah.
forward to a super regional.
Me too.
Yeah.